Today is Thursday, March 26th, currently 6:50 a.m. PST. So, yeah, I'm done. Let's get into it. Let's go over price action and a couple trades I took. So, real quick, let's look at the performance stats on these PAs. 14 total on this one. I've taken just a few trades. This one was day one. I was looking to just make a good buffer, and then today I took two trades. Nothing crazy there. Over on these, this one, pretty basic hits. We're at 717 now, and the same should be for this one. So nothing crazy happening there. These two with the 751 are my steady accounts that I'm using between 2 and 5 micros, just going for base hits. The other one is my more aggressive PA, where I'm using between 5 and 15 micros. So that one I'm willing to size heavy and go for more just aggressive trades. So there's two different accounts I have going on. But let's go over what I saw this morning. Okay, so looking over here on TradingView on the 5-minute time frame. So what did we have? So we have all of these stacked highs from previous market dumping ever since we had this huge pump up, right? We have all these stacked highs. On top of that, what is happening over here? Well, I don't really count this huge candle as new week opening gap being filled. We have new week opening gap right here, and we have Asia high. So this to me is kind of like a gray area in the market. We tapped into it once, twice, and then bounced off. But when we have a new week opening gap, I guess it comes all the way down to here. We kind of want to fill the whole thing. And so we kind of tapped into it, and then we blew right through, tapped into it, but we never kind of filled the whole thing. And so that's what we did today. We filled it, done. This right here was just fake, so we don't count that. And so that's what happened today. We tapped into it. We tapped into, the middle line, Asia high, and that was good enough for me to kind of look for longs. And so we can see market is now ripping up with a lot of buying momentum. On top of that, we took out London low, and we can see that market is going to rip up. On top of that, it is there. I believe there was like a 4-hour gap or something. Doesn't matter. Jumping back over to the 5 and the 15 minute. So this morning London pushed up into 6:30 open, which is this 5-minute gap right here. 5-minute gap at market open. We quickly rejected down, which is telling me, okay, we need to sweep out some of this liquidity down here. Once we swept out liquidity on the lower time frame, we got a reaction of bullish buyers. And so on smaller time frame, you could have taken the 1-minute break to the upside right here to target higher draws, which is all of these things I've marked out. And if you would have done that, let's just say you targeted right where we are right now, 91 points. I didn't necessarily take that. I took an earlier entry, same model. I did the 15-second or 30-second. So 30-second right here, same exact thing as the 1-minute, just 30-second. Boom, you could have done the same thing right here on the break. You could put your stop like at this low or right at the break. Looking for something like this, targeting the highs. 57 points, or right where we are now, because that's where I just showed you. Stops at the low, 30 points, so that's a 1 to almost 3, right? Let's say you're targeting this data high. Boom, we just smacked it. Anyways, didn't take any of those. What I did take was smaller time frame, 15 second, because I was looking for more reactive types of trades, and I wanted to see market kind of react off of those first. So smaller time frame, 15 second, we had this 15-second gap right here that we broke out of. On top of that, there was a second 15-second gap above. So I'm going to go ahead and show my executions. So yeah, okay, I took a short this morning on the break of this one to go target the draw down here. And we can see I got out. I got in at 113. So I got in a little early because I was seeing this trend kind of happen, which was, okay, we came down, we swept some liquidity, came up, we're going lower low, lower high, and this right here was just like a consolidation zone before it goes lower. And so I saw this gap open up, and I was like, okay, we're bound to go lower and sweep out this drop below. And so yes, I did take an earlier entry, and I caught this short right here. The short was on the 15-second on this gap right here, but I just got an earlier entry. Yes, I should have waited a little bit, but that's what I took. Took this short right here. The second one I took was the long right here. So 85. Again, a little bit of a shorter entry because pretty discretionary that we were going to take out this gap and go for, higher. I could have held for, relative equal highs right here. Let's just say it's right between all of this, and it would have smacked. But I got out at this high for whatever amount, and I was already up I think I was up like 200 whatever dollars, and that's why right here I went down to 2 contracts, because I was like, okay, price is clearly going to rip up right here. Let me just take one more little scalp, and that's what I did. Once we finally broke out and we were starting to pump up, I used this smaller 15-second gap at 107, so 107 on the break, and I caught this little 20-point run right here, 22 point. So pretty basic stuff. It's just on the smaller time frame. I don't really recommend trading like this. It's much easier and cleaner to do the higher time frame. So like the 30-second right here would have been a lot cleaner. 30-second is the same exact thing, but cleaner push out. Or again, even if you went for the 1 minute, it's the same thing, just a cleaner push out. But that was the trades I took on these accounts. See, that 1 minute is 86 points. Over here on this account, I believe I took, yeah, same kind of deal. It was just earlier, so, oops, let's go to the lower time frame. So same kind of deal. It was this morning. So the short that I caught on the other 2 accounts was this gap right here, going to the lower draw. The one that I just took on this was a long off of right here. It was just a long. And then again, I took a short down. So that's all I did. I just traded the accumulation zone into lower. and that was it. That's all I did. We can see right here I traded 16 instead of 15. That was my mistake. It should have been 15 because I don't really want to go over 15 because once you start getting to like 20, 25, and 30, it can be fairly aggressive on your accounts, in my opinion. But yeah, nothing crazy really happened. I could have even been on the 5-second, but I don't like to trade the 5-second. The 5-second is nasty, nasty work. But yeah, that's pretty much all I did. If you have any questions about any of it, let me know. It was not the cleanest morning on the higher time frame, so like the 5-minute. The one setup that I guess we could wait for in the higher time frame is this 5-minute break to upside. The only issue with this one is in order to wait for an entry, market would have to pump up like, yeah, almost 200 points just to get an entry, and then from there to target like this or this, like any of these four, that would be like another 20 points, 30. Like that's a lot of movement in one morning, but to each their own. Again, let me know if you have any questions about those few trades I took. And yeah, again, here's the stats on it. 7 trades, 2 trades. Yes, I took a loss somewhere over here on these. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. Try to get to the gym. And yeah, deuces.